Good Monday morning, everybody, from the First Defense Doppler 3 Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Austin Onig with the latest edition of News Channel 3's exclusive video weather blog, Weather Overtime. I'm going to be taking a look at the possibilities for severe weather in the Mid-South coming up into the course of the next couple of days, looking worse into tomorrow, especially Tuesday. Not so much for today. We've got a cold front draped across the area, which is going to be causing some interesting temperature differences across the Mid-South, but not seeing anything in the way of an Arctic blast. We will be looking at a warm-up coming up later on tonight, and also seeing the possibility of, again, more thunderstorms into the overnight hours. We'll walk you through everything coming up here in just a little while. Currently on the cloudy side in the Mid-South area, view from our Weatherbug cameras showing overcast sky over downtown Memphis. Not much of the sun to be seen for today. Maybe a little bit more sunshine north of the front. We'll talk about that as well in just a bit. Temperatures in just a little while. Also seeing, again, overcast skies from Memphis International Airport. The view from I-240 and Airways showing mostly overcast skies here with little, if any, sun getting through. Likewise, on the transmitter tower cam, looking back toward I-40 and Germantown Road and back toward the Arlington and Lakeland areas, showing very little in the way of sunshine for this morning here. Taking a look southward on I-55 at the Goodman Road overpass. Traffic, again, picking up for the morning hours, but not doing too bad out there where the early morning rush hour is concerned. Overcast skies looking back toward Horn Lake. Germantown looking back toward Memphis. Overcast skies around Poplar Pike and Germantown Road. And seeing, again, traffic not having too much of a problem with anything involving rainfall so far. St. Francis of Cordova looking at, again, overcast skies and very mild conditions across much of the area as traffic picks up for the rush hour. And around the area of Windeye Country Club, a lot of people picking up some golf time yesterday, getting out on the links and taking a stroll out on the course. You see what's going on there. A little bit of activity. You can see, I guess, one golfer or maybe a groundskeeper working his way around the area there. From this, again, you can see our webcams around the Mid-South at wreg.com/webcams if you'd like to see more there. We've got a cold front draped across the area. It's going to be turning into basically a stationary front coming up. Could be some thunderstorms along and south of that front into later on this morning into this afternoon, but mainly looking at any chance of drizzle along and south of this front. Now, keep an eye on this because into the course of the next couple of hours as we put this into motion, we are going to be seeing this cold front turn into a warm front so that by midnight tonight, the front starts to lift north of us. And that gives us, again, the potential for even more rainfall in advance of this and over toward the area where a cold front will be circling around with an area of low pressure that's going to be making its way off the Rockies and into around the mid-Mississippi Valley. This is where we're going to be seeing the potential of, again, stronger weather starting off into very early tomorrow morning. Now, the possibility of stronger weather will be starting late in the morning thanks to a cap in the atmosphere, a very warm level of air several thousand feet up. That's going to prohibit the possibility of any major thunderstorms getting going across much of the area until about that time that cap breaks, until the warmer air gets overpowered and it starts to weaken. Now, when that happens, yes, we will be looking at some more chances of thunderstorms coming through of a possible severe nature, especially as this thing begins to move on through by about dinner time and rush hour on Tuesday night. By that time, the threat will be in advance of this system moving on through. And again, the possibility of stronger to severe weather in advance of the system as it gets a little bit through the area. Starting to clear out by early Wednesday morning, getting some clearing and colder conditions into the Mid-South as we go into very early Wednesday morning. So watching the system with a lot of interest as it gets a little bit closer to us and gives us, again, the potential of more showers and thunderstorms in the Mid-South of a stronger to severe nature as we go into tomorrow. Now, what does it look like for the rest of the day today? Very much on the mild side. Chances for rainfall will be confined mainly down to the southeastern parts of the viewing area. So Oxford, Batesville, south of Clarksdale, Tupelo, south of Corinth, over toward Tishomingo County in northeastern Mississippi. That's where the best chance of rainfall is going to be. High temperatures today, not as warm as yesterday. Notice it's going to be cooler north of that front and warmer south of that front. So temperatures in the mid to upper 50s north of I-40, south of I-40 could be winding up in the mid to upper 60s, even close to 70 degrees, but quite the temperature difference at this time. Getting into tonight, more very light showers possible through about midnight across the area. Could be some rumbles of thunder out there as well. Low temperatures overnight in the mid to upper 50s or so. Now, getting into Tuesday, Once again, a very mild day coming up with highs back in the lower to mid 70s. Winds across the area will be out of the south and will continue to be breezy at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. That's just the sustained winds. Wind gusts could easily be topping 30 miles per hour tomorrow afternoon, especially as that cold front turns into a warm front, works its way northward, and we start to see some of that warm air working its way up from the mid-south, from the Gulf of Mexico through the mid-south and heading to the north. So that's something also to be watching as windy conditions continue across the mid-south area. Early tomorrow morning, more chances of showers and thunderstorms into about mid-morning. Heavier chances of showers and thunderstorms through tomorrow at about lunchtime, and starting to work their way out of the picture as we head into dinner time tomorrow night. But we'll still see the chance of thunderstorms in and around the Tennessee River Valley and back into northeastern areas of Mississippi. Low temperatures tomorrow night as the winds begin to switch. We'll be looking at mid to upper 30s to lower to mid 40s. Again, the winds out of the southwest around dinner time. By midnight, they start to switch to the west, and by about 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock Wednesday morning, that's where we see the winds really start to make their way out of the northwest behind that cold front attached to that system. Chances of rain gone from the area by Wednesday, and high temperatures on Wednesday only back in the upper 40s, and it's going to continue to be a cool and very dry week throughout the course of the next several days. 7-day forecast available at wreg.com/weather. 60s today again. Looking at numbers very mild along and south of I-40. North of I-40, temperatures will be cooler than this. South of I-40, temperatures will be a lot warmer than this. Lows tonight in the mid to upper 50s. Temperatures tomorrow in the low 70s once again, with showers and thunderstorms and that chance of severe weather out there for Groundhog Day. Cooling and drying out as we go into the next several days afterwards. Looking at numbers as we head into the end of the week, back into around the mid to upper 40s to around the lower 50s. Should be in the lower 50s to upper 40s around Saturday into Sunday, the first weekend of February 2016. So looking again, some very mild conditions out there for this time of the year for today and tomorrow, but cooler and closer to normal for temperatures as we go throughout the rest of this week. Severe weather chances again at this time, we're just not seeing that much for today. We have a marginal threat of severe weather back to the green country area, central and northeastern Oklahoma, southeastern Kansas, and extreme southwestern Missouri. An isolated threat of thunderstorms just to the west of the mid-south as that one impulse of energy moves its way away from us. Tomorrow will be the main threat of severe weather. An enhanced risk of severe weather in the mid-south, slight risk category into and around the area of eastern Arkansas. But once again, no matter where you are in the mid-south, you want to be prepared for the possibility of severe weather. This is going to be imperative to keep an eye on at this time. This is where we're going to be seeing again the best possibility of severe weather in the orange enhanced areas. That's the highest risk of severe weather into tomorrow. And that slight risk area is again just going to be very much on the slim side. But no matter if you live in eastern Arkansas, the Boot Heel of Missouri, consider yourself under a threat of severe weather. Be prepared for it, regardless of the fact that you have a lesser threat level in this location. Memphis, western Tennessee, all that looks like the northern 2/3 of Mississippi under this enhanced risk of severe weather, and we'll be looking for the possibility of seeing again more thunderstorms coming through that could bear the brunt of this storm system. We're looking again at isolated tornadoes. That's the secondary threat. The main threat will be damaging winds from these storms. The best possibility, again, of secondary threats, lesser threats, but still should not be taken lightly, isolated tornadoes, and the possibility of locally heavy rainfall in the mid-south. So we could experience some isolated areas of flash flooding going into tomorrow as well. Updates on my complete forecast at facebook.com/AustinOnic if you'd like to tune into that. And thanks to everyone who tuned in last night for the live update from the house, taking an update on the weather information situation last night from our Facebook video weather chats. So a good opportunity to share with everybody who wanted to ask some questions about what's going on with the weather. And thanks for everybody who tuned in and asked some really great questions last night, and all sorts of other ideas, again, with the forecast, astronomy, science, all kinds of other stuff there. We'll be doing it again this morning. If you're tuning in early enough, we'll be doing another Facebook video weather chat at 10:15 Monday morning. So join me on Facebook, and we'll keep you updated on the weather. If you have questions about the forecast or just want to stop by and say hi, 10:15 this morning will be the time to do it between News Channel 3 live at 9 and around noon for News Channel 3 at noon. Twitter.com/aonic_WREG3. Instagram at aonic_no_necessary, WREG3 for more information, forecast graphics, pictures from viewers from our Weatherbug system out there from the News Channel 3 parking lot. All opportunities to see some great pictures out there. And don't forget about our main weather page at WREG.com/weather. Now might be a good idea to sign up for Weather Call. It's a great system to where you define what phone numbers to call, what locations you're in, and if your warning area falls within the parameters of a warning issued by the National Weather Service. Weather Call will call you to let you know that there is a threat to your location. You don't have to call us. We'll call you with that. Well, Tim and Jim will call you. I don't do that. But you'll see, again, the potential for watching, again, what goes on in the Mid-South through, again, what goes on excuse me, into the area when it comes to the warning system out there. So if you'd like to know more about this, WREG.com/weather, excuse me, and click on the weather call system on the main menu page, and you can get there. It's just right over toward Go Jim Go, and in and around the area of, again, top menu bar there, close to Weatherbug. All kinds of other information, including closings, the 7-day forecast, live radar, what we're seeing on First Defense Doppler 3 radar, and our interactive radar page, which is really cool to keep as a link to see what's going on, and our forecast information down at the bottom of the screen. So again, tons of information posted and ready to go for you at WREG.com/weather. Usually we feature a lot more information at this time, but considering the main focus is going to be on severe weather, we don't want to overload everybody with tons of information. So we're going to call it quits for right now. I'm going to keep you updated throughout the rest of the morning. Again, the Facebook chat at 10:15, News Channel 3 at noon, News Channel 3 live at 9, our full program coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. And, of course, Tim and Jim will have their forecast into later on this afternoon and into this evening. And we'll see if Todd Demers will be back into tomorrow for his forecast on daybreak. Maybe me, may not. We'll take a look at that a little bit later on. Questions, concerns, ideas, suggestions about this, complaints, if absolutely necessary. All you have to do is send it to austin.onic@WREG.com. And I'll be able to pass that along and see what we can do about making this your weather blog, so you tune in more often to see what's going on in and around the Mid-South. Direct from the News Channel 3 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Austin Onic. This has been the Monday morning edition of News Channel 3 Video Weather Blog, Weather Overtime. Thanks for joining us, and again, stay tuned to News Channel 3 on air and online throughout the rest of the day, tonight, and into tomorrow for updates on possible severe weather. Thanks for joining me.